Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another editorial analysis video, and we've got another interesting piece to break down, to analyze and learn from. So we've got this piece from September 25, 2021. We've got an interesting piece, and this is an event that took place lately, and we're going to break it down, we're going to analyze it, and we are going to learn a lot from this. We're basically trying to understand the English language here, right? We'll break everything down and we'll try to learn as many things as possible. We'll try to learn new vocabs as well if we feel like learning them, meaning if we come across something difficult, we'll learn that, we'll talk about it, we'll break it down as well. So I'm excited as always. I know you guys are too. Let's do this. Alright everybody, without wasting any time, let me show you the piece that we are going to work on, that we are going to analyze. This is page number 1. This is page number 2, and this is page number 3. Alright, let's come to page number 1 and let's start analyzing. Let's start breaking things down, and let's start understanding, let's start learning. Alright, so we'll start with the heading first of all. Let's break the heading down and let's try to understand what this entire piece is about. A heading can give us a rough idea about the piece that you have. Okay, so let's do that. The heading says, gangster falls to bullets in Delhi court complex. So gangster is a singular countable noun. It should have a determiner before it, which it does not. It clearly does not have, right? So this is grammatically incorrect. Most headings are not complete sentences, right? They are grammatically incorrect, and this one is also grammatically incorrect. So it's not a complete sentence, so let's not call it incorrect, right? So gangster falls to bullets means gangster gets killed by bullets. Where? In Delhi court complex. So gangster, one gangster or many gangsters get killed by bullets. Where? In Delhi court complex. This is where it happens, right? So now we know what this piece is going to be about. We at least have a rough idea. It's going to be about this encounter, all right, this incident, and it happened in Delhi court complex. Right, now let's start breaking things down. And before we do that, if you haven't watched any of our editorial videos, let me tell you what exactly happens here. And before that, let me just have a sip of water. So what we do here is we break down everything. We basically try to understand the English language, all right, by identifying the subject, object, modifiers, verbs, right, phrases, different types of phrases, clauses, different types of sentences. We basically focus on each and everything we have in the piece, and we try to understand that. All right, and if we come across a vocabulary that is tough to understand, that you might not know, we'll talk about that as well, and we'll learn that as well. So we're basically trying to understand the language. We're not trying to learn some words. We'll be doing that, right? It will be a part of the process, but that is not the main focus of this entire thing. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to read the very first sentence, understand the meaning of the sentence, and once we do that, we'll break everything we have in the sentence down. Understood? Let's do that. Excited? Should be excited, man. Okay. The incident took place. Which incident? Gangster falling to bullets, getting killed by bullets. This is the incident the speaker is talking about. The speaker is referring to. The incident took place in presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. In the presence would have been better. This is also fine. The incident took place in presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. This is the very first sentence, quite a simple one. All right. So this happened in presence of somebody, means somebody was there when it happened. This is basically it means, right? So this entire happened in presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh, right? The Judge Gagandeep Singh was there when it happened. Okay, so the speaker wants to focus on this fact that the judge was also there when it happened. Okay, now Since we understand the meaning of the sentence, let's break it down. It's a simple sentence. It has a subject, right? We'll identify the subject together. It has a verb. It has an object, probably. It may have a modifier. Okay, let's find out everything we have in here. Okay, so it starts with the determiner the. So when you have the, you automatically understand it's going to be either followed by another determiner, adjective, or a noun. Does it have another determiner or an adjective? No, it doesn't. It has a noun which is incident, which means this determiner is giving information about the noun incident. Now, the question is, does it have another modifier after it? No, it doesn't. It has a verb which is took, So it means we have our subject which is the incident. The incident is the subject of this sentence. Incident is the simple subject. The noun the is a pre-modifier which is a determiner, which is a definite article. All right. Now what is the verb? The verb is took, coming right after the subject. The incident took, meaning happened. Took place meaning happened. Took place. It means happened. The incident happened in presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. It happened. Now, in presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh is a modifier. It's talking about the place of the action, all right, which is in presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh, which is not referring to a physical place. It's just referring to the fact that Judge Gagandeep Singh was also there when it happened. All right. So this is a prepositional phrase starting with the preposition in, followed by a noun phrase which is presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. Okay. So it's a prepositional phrase. Let me write it down for you guys. It is a prepositional phrase which is giving information about the verb took place. It happened where? In presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. Now understand, it's not referring to a particular place where the action took place. It's basically saying when it happened, Judge Gagandeep Singh was also there. So it's, in a way, it's giving information about the verb. Whatever gives information about a verb is called an adverb, right? Now, in this prepositional phrase, we have the preposition in, we have the noun phrase which is presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. Now the question should be how presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh is a noun phrase. Let's understand that as well. Okay. So presence is a noun, right? Presence followed by a prepositional phrase which is of Judge Gagandeep Singh. So within this prepositional phrase, understand this. Within this prepositional phrase, we have a preposition which is in. We have the object of the preposition which is a noun phrase, presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. Where presence is the main noun, of Judge Gagandeep Singh is a prepositional phrase that is giving information about the noun presence. Presence of Judge Gagandeep Singh. So of is the preposition, Judge is the noun, and Gagandeep Singh is an appositive. Is basically defining who this noun is. Judge, with Judge Gagandeep Singh is the name of the judge. Okay, so it is a simple sentence. Let's clear this. This is simple sentence. A simple sentence is an independent clause, right? Just one independent clause, and it can have multiple modifiers in it. Okay. All right, video footage of the incident. The video footage should be a better expression. All right, so I'll use it. It was not there in the newspaper, so you should use the before it because you're referring to a particular video footage. The video footage. Okay, so the is a pre-modifier determiner followed by video. So video is basically a noun, but is it working as the subject of the sentence? So if you don't read ahead, you probably will think, oh, this is the subject of this sentence, the video. That is the pre-modifier, video is the main noun. Okay, this is the subject. But let's not assume that. Let's keep reading. The video footage. footage. So video is giving information about the noun footage. Video itself is a noun. Understand this. Video itself is a noun. Generally it works as a noun, but here it's not working as a noun. It's giving information about the noun footage. So da is giving information about the noun footage. Video is also giving information about the noun footage. So we have two pre-modifiers, da and video, footage. Now, is this your subject of the sentence? It may be, or maybe not. Let's keep reading. If it is followed by a verb, yes, it will be the subject of the sentence. If it is not followed by a verb and it's followed by a prepositional phrase or any other modifier, then no, it's not the subject of a sentence, it's something else. All right, let's find that out. So the video footage of, is it a verb? No. So this is not the subject. Of the incident, if a noun is followed by a prepositional phrase, if a subject is followed by a prepositional phrase, most of the times that prepositional phrase is working as the part of the sentence, modifying the noun, modifying the main noun. All right, the video footage of the incident showed is the verb, so of the incident is a prepositional phrase that is giving information about the noun footage. So understand this. Okay, let's have some space. So footage is the simple subject. Since we have identified the verb, we can break down the subject. Footage is the main subject, simple subject. It has two pre-modifiers. So the footage, it was not there, I added it because it was necessary. Video footage, it was in the form of a video. So the footage, particular footage, referring to a particular footage. Video, it was in the form of a video. Footage of the incident, of the incident. So this is a post modifier. Okay, post modifier, and these are pre modifier. Okay, and this entire thing is the subject of this sentence. This is a noun phrase. This is the noun. It has pre modifiers and post modifiers. Got it? Okay. So the video footage of the incident showed what? Policemen and lawyers rushing out in panic as gunshots rang out inside courtroom number 207. Okay. So we have identified the subject, which is video footage of the incident. Showed what? Policemen and lawyers rushing out in panic. They were rushing out. They were going out of the room in panic, right? They were in panic. They were scared. They were panicking when they were rushing out. Meanwhile, gunshots rang out inside courtroom number 207. So when they were rushing out, when they were going out and they were in panic, right? They were panicking. Gunshots, the sound of the gun, when you fire a gun, it has a particular sound, right? So those sounds were there in the courtroom number 207 when the lawyers and policemen were leaving, were rushing out in panic. This is what the sentence means. All right, so we know the subject, which is video footage of the incident. This showed policemen and lawyers, right? So this is the object, policemen and lawyers rushing out in panic. This is the object of the verb showed. Showed what? Ask this question. Showed what? Showed this. Policemen and lawyers. So policemen and lawyers rushing out in panic. Rushing out in panic. This is the object of the verb showed. Policemen and lawyers rushing out in panic. This is a present participle phrase giving information about both these nouns, policemen and lawyers. So the videos showed that policemen and lawyers rushing out, right? Policemen and lawyers who were rushing out in panic. So this is basically an adjective clause reduced to a present participle phrase. Rushing is the present participle and this entire expression is a present participle phrase. All right. Okay, let's remove this. So we have the subject, we have the verb, we have the object. Now after this we have a conjunction which is as, followed by another subject, gunshots, another verb, rang out, which is a phrasal verb. Rang out where? Inside courtroom number 207. So this sentence is a complex sentence. It has two clauses. It has two clauses, right? Dependent and independent. A sentence which has at least one independent clause and one or more dependent clause is called a complex sentence. All right, this is a complex sentence. So video footage of the incident showed policemen and lawyers rushing out in panic is the independent clause. As gunshots rang out inside courtroom number 7 is the dependent clause. So a combination of an independent clause and a dependent clause is a complex sentence. As gunshots is the subject, gunshots, one noun, no modifiers. Rang out is the phrasal verb. Rang out where? Inside courtroom number 207. This is a prepositional phrase working as an adverb of place, talking about the place of the action, where the action happened. Where did the gunshots ring out? It happened inside courtroom number 207. Inside is the preposition, courtroom number 207 is the noun phrase, object of the preposition inside. I hope everything is clear. All right, let's keep reading. The two assailants were identified as Rahul and Jagdeep. This is the next sentence. The two assailants, people who attack others. This is a word for you. Assailant. All right. It's a noun, means people or person who attack others. All right. This is called assailant. The two assailants were identified as Rahul and Jagdeep. This is a simple sentence, all right? The meaning is clear. The two assailants, the people who attacked, right, inside the court, were identified as Rahul and Jagdeep. These were their names, all right? Let's find out the subject of the sentence. Da is a pre-modifier. Okay, this is very simple, guys. Da is a pre-modifier. Obviously, this is not the subject. It will be followed by another modifier or noun. Do we have a noun? No. Two is a number, right? Another determiner. Assailants is a noun, right? So we have two pre-modifier referring to the noun assailants. Do we have another modifier after the noun assailants? No. Were is a helping verb. Identified is the main verb. So we have a verb phrase. So we have our subject, which is the two assailants. This is the noun phrase. The main noun is assailants. Da into a pre-modifiers. So the subject is a noun phrase. The two assailants, right? Two people who were attacking, who were fighting in the courtroom, were identified. This is in the passive voice. We're not talking about who identified them, right? This is not important. Who identified them as Rahul and Jagdeep is not important. They were identified as Rahul and Jagdeep. All right. They were identified as conjunction Rahul and Jagdeep. All right. Very simple sentence. Gogi was rushed. Sorry, Gogi. My bad. Let's clear this. Gogi, I think Gagandeep Singh is being termed as Gogi here. Gogi was rushed to Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, where he was declared brought dead. Okay, this is the next sentence. Gogi was rushed to Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, where he was declared brought dead. Okay, let's understand the meaning of this sentence first of all. Gogi was rushed. Gogi Gagandeep Singh was rushed to this hospital named Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital. Now, this clause is giving information about the noun Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital. So this is basically an adjective clause giving information about a proper noun, which is Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, and that is why we have this comma, hospital. After hospital, we have this comma because this clause is giving extra information about a noun which is already identified. So the main sentence is Gogi was rushed to Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, right, where he was declared broad dead. Where he was declared broad dead. So if somebody is declared broad dead, that means when the person was taken to the hospital, the person was already dead. When the person reached there, the person was already dead. This is what declared broad dead means, right? So Gogi was rushed to Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, where he was declared. This is in the passive form. Okay, let's understand everything. So Gogi is the subject, one word, proper noun, was, helping verb, rushed, main verb. This is the verb phrase in the passive voice. Somebody rushed Gogi to the hospital. Who that person is, we don't know, and that's not the point of the sentence. This is in the passive voice. Gogi was rushed to where? Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, name of the hospital, object of the preposition to. Now, where he was declared broad dead is an adjective clause giving information about the noun Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, and since it's giving non-essential extra information about the noun Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, we have the comma before this clause or after this noun, right? Where is the conjunction? He is the subject of this clause. Was, helping verb, declared, main verb, broad dead. Where he was declared what? Brought dead, right? This is a term. Declared what? Brought dead. So this is again, you can say this is a complex sentence because we have a simple sentence which is we have an independent clause here, which is Gogi was rushed to Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital. We have a dependent clause which is where he was declared broad dead. But these two sentences are not joined together with a conjunction. Generally, a complex sentence has two types of clauses, and these two clauses are joined with a conjunction. But that's not the case here, right? Gogi was rushed to Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, and after that we have a comma. That means we're giving extra information. So I'm not sure if we should call it a complex sentence. But it does have both the ingredients. It has an independent clause and it also has a dependent clause. But these two clauses are not joined with a conjunction. Okay, we have a comma. So you can call it a simple sentence, you can call it a complex sentence. Let's call it a complex sentence because it does have both the clauses. Okay. Now, next sentence. Rahul, a native of Meerut, had a reward of 50,000 on his arrest. So let's identify the subject. Let's understand the meaning of this sentence first of all. Rahul, a native of Meerut, one of the guys who were identified, who fired in the courtroom, right? One of the guys, Rahul. Rahul, a native of Meerut. Who is a native of Meerut? So this is a positive phrase giving information about the noun Rahul. This is basically a noun phrase. Native is the noun, I is a pre-modifier, of is a post-modifier, prepositional phrase. All right. So Rahul, who is a native of Meerut, or who was a native of Meerut, had a reward of 50,000 on his arrest. Meaning, if anybody helps the police arrest Rahul, right, the person is going to get 50,000 for the help. All right, this is basically this is what it basically means. All right, so Rahul had a reward of 50,000 on his arrest. Whoever that's going to help the cops arrest Rahul was going to get 50,000 on his arrest. Okay, this is what the sentence means. So Rahul, who is a native of Meerut, had is the verb, had a reward is the object of the word of the verb. Had what? A reward of 50,000 on his arrest. So a reward of 50,000, right? This is the object. Wait, just give me a second, guys. Had what? Okay. Had what? A reward of 50,000 on his arrest. This entire thing is the object of the verb had. Had what? A reward of 50,000 on his arrest. Right? Reward is the main noun. I is a pre-modifier. Of 50,000 is a post-modifier, prepositional phrase giving information about the noun reward. Reward of 50,000 on is on his arrest. Again, another prepositional phrase, right? Of preposition, 50,000 object of the preposition. On preposition, his arrest is the object of the preposition on. His arrest, noun phrase, his is the Pre-modifier, arrest is the noun. Okay. All right. Let's clear this. Okay. Let's move to the next page. Jagdeep, alias Jagga, also known as Jagga, was a native of Bakarwala village and had 3 murder cases registered against him. This is the next sentence. Jagdeep Jagga, Jagga is a nickname of Jagdeep, was a native of Bakkarwala village. He was a native, right? A native person of Bakkarwala village and had 3 murder cases registered against him. So this is clear. I hope everybody understands the meaning of this. Okay. Now let's break it down. Jagdeep is a name, all right, proper noun. We don't have a pre-modifier. We don't have a post-modifier. We do have this phrase, right? This is basically giving information about Jagdeep, but extra information, right? Talking about his nickname, which is Jagga. Was is the linking verb, linking the subject to its complement, which is a native of Bakkarwala village, right? Jagdeep was a native of Bakkarwala village, which is working as the subject complement. A subject complement basically links the subject, basically gives information about the subject of a sentence, right? Either renames it or modifies it. Here it is renaming the subject. Jagdeep was a native, all right? This is a noun phrase. Native is the main noun. I is a pre-modifier of Bakkarwala village is a post-modifier. Prepositional phrase of preposition Bakkarwala village is the object of the preposition, okay? So subject, verb, subject complement, okay? Jagdeep was what? Was this a native person of Bakkarwala village, and right, this is the first piece of information about Jagdeep. Second piece of information is going to come ahead. And had 3 murder cases registered against him. So Jagdish was a native of Bakkarwala village and had 3 murder cases registered against him, right? So 3 murder cases were registered against him. This is the second piece of information about Jagdeep, also known as Jagga, okay? And this is basically a simple sentence. This is a simple sentence, all right? And we have a compound predicate here. A native of Bakkarwala village and had 3 murder cases registered against him. This is a compound predicate, okay? All right, Delhi police spokesperson said Joint Commissioner of Police Northern Range, whose name is SS Yadav, will inquire into the incident and submit the report. This is the next sentence. Let's understand the meaning of the sentence. Delhi police spokesperson said, Delhi police spokesperson said, what's the name of the person? We don't know. Maybe the speaker doesn't want us to know, okay? Delhi police spokesperson said, Joint Commissioner, this is what the person said, Joint Commissioner of Police Northern Range, talking about the range of the police Joint Commissioner, this is the range, Northern Range, okay, Northern Range, from Northern Range, said Joint Commissioner of Police Northern Range, SS Yadav, Joint Commissioner of Police, whose name is SS Yadav, will inquire into the incident, will look into this, will gather some information about it, okay, will inquire into the incident, okay, inquire into the incident basically means to get information, okay, will inquire into the incident and submit the report, right? This is what Delhi police spokesperson said. Now let's break down everything we have in here. Delhi is a noun, police is another noun, so this is basically one word. Delhi police spokesperson is another noun. So we have 3 nouns. But what is the main subject? What is the simple subject? Spokesperson is the simple subject. Delhi police spokesperson. These 2 words are giving information about the noun spokesperson. Spokesperson, Delhi police spokesperson. So this entire thing is the subject. Said is the verb. Said what? Joint Commissioner of Police, whose name is SS Yadav. Joint Commissioner of Police, noun phrase, SS Yadav, a positive, okay, and we have a hidden conjunction, that is that. This is going to be a noun clause. So this person, the spokesperson, said that Joint Commissioner of Police. Joint Commissioner is the main noun right here in this phrase. Joint is a pre-modifier, all right. Of Police is a post-modifier giving information about the noun Commissioner. Joint Commissioner, Commissioner, Joint Commissioner, Commissioner of Police. Northern Range is talking about the place, okay, and this is extra information, that's why it's within parenthesis, right, brackets. Whose name is SS Yadav, will inquire. So this is the subject of this noun clause. That Joint Commissioner of Police SS Yadav will inquire is the verb phrase. Will helping verb, inquire main verb. Will inquire into, inquire into. This is a phrasal verb. Inquire into what? The object, the incident, right? Will inquire into the incident, will look into this and gather some information. And this is the first thing this person will do, SS Yadav will do, inquire into the incident and submit the report. So this noun clause has two actions, right? It has two predicates. So it has a compound predicate. Now understand this. This sentence has a subject, right, which is Delhi police spokesperson, has a verb and has an object. And this object is basically a noun clause. Understand this. I want you to understand everything, guys. This noun clause this object is a noun clause, right? Now it has a conjunction, it has the subject, it has the verb, right? And it has basically two verbs, compound predicate. First verb, will inquire into the incident, verb and its object, right? Second verb, submit what? The report, right? So this is what Delhi police spokesperson said. Delhi police spokesperson said Joint Commissioner of Police Northern Range from Northern Range SS Yadav, whose name is SS Yadav, will inquire into the incident and submit the report. This is what Delhi police spokesperson said. All right. Okay. Next sentence. He, along with other senior officers, visited the spot on Friday. He, referring to the Joint Commissioner of Police SS Yadav. He, along with other senior officers, visited the spot on Friday. Very simple sentence. I hope you've understood the meaning. So, he's the subject, along with other senior officers. And this is within commas, you can see, comma, right? This basically means this piece of information is extra. So, when you have along with, also with, right, as well as, these pieces are used to give extra information, right? So this is extra. This can be taken out of the sentence without changing the meaning of the sentence, without changing the core sentence. The core sentence is he, referring to SS Yadav, Joint Commissioner of Police, right? He visited the spot. Which spot? Where this incident took place, right? The courtroom on Friday. This is the main sentence. And it's easy to identify everything in here. He's the subject, visited is the verb, subject, verb, visited what? The spot. This is the object, when? On Friday. This is the adverb of time, right? It's basically a prepositional phrase working as an adverb of time. On preposition, Friday, it's object. All right. Okay, let's keep reading. Chief Justice of India, whose name is N.V. Ramana, right, has, so it is clear that this is the subject of the sentence. Chief Justice of India. Justice is the main noun here, simple subject. Chief is a pre-modifier, of India is a post-modifier. So this is a noun phrase, and this appositive is basically naming this person, Chief Justice of India. If I simply say Chief Justice of India, you don't know who this person is. You don't know the name of the person, right? So the appositive, which is N.V. Ramana, is sitting next to it and naming the person. So this entire expression, Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, is the subject of the sentence. Okay, let's clear this first of all. Okay, subject has expressed, this is the verb phrase, has helping verb, expressed main verb, expressed what? Deep concern. This is the object, concern is the noun, deep is an adjective, right? Noun phrase. Concerned at, about, concern about what? Concern at what? What had happened in Rohini Court Complex in Delhi today? So the Chief Justice of India, whose name is N.V. Ramana, has expressed deep concern at this is the preposition, and this entire thing starting from what and ending here is the object of the preposition at. Concern at, in what direction? This is the direction. What had happened in Rohini Court Complex in Delhi today? And this is basically a noun clause. So this sentence has a subject, okay, has a verb phrase, let's call it just verb phrase. It has an object followed by a preposition followed by the object of the preposition, okay. An object of preposition is a noun clause. An object can be a noun, simple noun, or a pronoun, a noun phrase, or a noun clause, right? So the object of the preposition at is what had happened. What is working? The conjunction is working as the subject of this clause. Had happened is the verb phrase. Had happened where? In Rohini Court Complex, which is in Delhi, and it happened today, right? So in Rohini Court Complex is the place of the action, a prepositional phrase talking about the place of the action. In Delhi is talking about again the place of the action, and today is talking about the time of the actions, right? So the Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, has expressed deep concern about what had happened in Rohini Court Complex in Delhi, complex which is in Delhi today, right? Which happened today. All right, understood? Beautiful. See, subject, verb, object, preposition, object of the preposition. So in a way, this itself is a sentence, right? And this is an dependent clause. So in a way, it is a complex sentence. Okay. Whew. All right. He spoke to the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court in this regard, right? He, who? N.V. Ramana. He spoke. He's the subject, which is, see, it's very simple. He is the subject, spoke is the verb, to is the preposition. The Chief Justice of Delhi High Court is the object of the preposition. To whom? The Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, right? Is the noun phrase. The pre-modifier chief, pre-modifier justice, main noun of Delhi High Court, post-modifier prepositional phrase. In this regard, again prepositional phrase, right? Talking about giving information about this verb, spoke in this particular regard, in this manner, in this matter. All right, he spoke to the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court in this regard, in this matter. All right, let's move to the last page. Hope everything is clear. Hope we're getting the meaning of the sentences. We're able to find out the subjects, the objects, the modifiers, the different types of phrases, the clauses, everything. Hope we're able to do that. All right. Okay. Next sentence, and it just, okay, we have two sentences here. The matter of safety and security of court complexes and judicial personnel is already under the consideration of the Supreme Court, right? The matter of what? Safety and security of whom? Of court complexes. Of what or whom? Here it's not about a person, it's about a place, which is court complexes and judicial personnel. It's about both court complexes and judicial personnel, which means employees. Personnel, it means an employee, a person working in an office, right? The matter of safety and security of what and whom? Court complexes, what and whom? Judicial personnel, is already under the consideration of the Supreme Court, is already being considered, or the Supreme Court is already looking into it, right? Thinking about it or doing something about it. Okay, this is what it means. So what is the subject of the sentence? It's gonna be fun. Okay, the pre-modifier definite article, this is not the subject, this can't be the subject. Matter, this can be the subject. So is it the subject, the matter? Do we have a verb after it? No, we don't. So this is not the subject. of safety and security, security of, another of, which means it's going to have its object, which is court complexes and judicial personnel is, this is the verb. So this entire part is the subject. The matter is the simple subject. That is a pre-modifier. Of safety and security of court complexes and judicial personnel is a post modifier, a prepositional phrase giving information about the noun matter. The matter of safety and security. So this prepositional phrase of court complexes and judicial personnel is giving information about the noun security. So matter of what? Safety and security. Of what? Of court complexes and judicial personnel is already under the consideration. Is already under the consideration. If something is under the consideration, that means it is already being looked at. Somebody is looking into it. Consideration of the Supreme Court, that means this is the party who is considering the matter. All right. After Friday's shootout, after this incident, right, prepositional phrase referring to a particular point, right, after this point, the matter may get prioritized next week. So after this, the matter, the pre-modifier, matter noun, does it have another modifier after it? No, it has the modal verb may, the main verb get. So this is get, may get prioritized. Okay, wait. The matter may get what? Prioritized. Give me a second, guys. So it may get prioritized, right, by somebody else, right? When? Next week. So this is a prepositional phrase referring to a particular time, right, working as an adverb. This is the subject matter. May get prioritized is the verb phrase, right? Next week is the time of the action. So it may get prioritized when? Next week, right? And it will happen after Friday's shootout. After Friday's shootout, the matter may get prioritized when? Next week. So this was the piece, right? This was the breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we've come to the end of the session. So hope you enjoyed the piece. Hope you loved it. Hope you learned something new today. If you did, hit the like button. If you guys are new to the channel, haven't subscribed to the channel yet, man, that's bad. That is really, really bad. Subscribe to the channel. Become a part of this family, right? Become a part of this thing. Okay, and if you have any questions, any doubts, do let me know in the comment section below, and join my Facebook group, Instagram page. The links are in the description, and hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun. I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I'm out. Namaskar.